So when we come to you promoting being the healthiest version of yourself and to have a routine that fits you or your client, do you have a top 3 of things that are the best return on investment? Maybe not monetary, maybe it's time-wise, or do you have 3 top things that always work? People might shy away from it, but that are a non-negotiable for you.
Okay, that's a double-sided question because it's whatever works for someone else and whatever works for me are different. And the simple answer is no, but I am going to go into detail.
Okay.
So there are 5 fundamental health pillars.
Okay.
There's intellectual health, mental health, physical, spiritual, and emotional.
Okay.
Absolutely everything fits into one of these.
Yeah.
And, a lot of things actually overlap as well, but nonetheless, you can still kind of fit into one of those. So I can go into 5 rather than 3, or pick out one. Although the way I approach it all is when I work with people, we find what suits them.
Right.
Because what I do is, and what I promote is not like, here's a template, follow it, because that doesn't work.
No.
Every single one of us is different. And different things will work for different people, and we enjoy very different things. So the whole point is that we find what suits you. So I can tell you what I do.
Right.
I do a lot of stuff for my physical health in my morning routine, because some of it is kind of like working through a whole day or a whole week or just simply your life. But then I do actually have a set morning routine, and it is quite physical health heavy. So I get up in the morning, I start with a glass of freshly squeezed lime water. I then do 15 minutes exercise in my own lounge, because I personally find that going to the gym and coming back from the gym is a waste of time. And also using gym equipment is kind of not really up my street. See what I mean? So that doesn't suit me. And funny enough, a couple of weeks ago, I had a personal trainer called Mark Broadbent on my podcast, and he was very much talking about how bad it is for us to do weight training on machines, because you should be moving your body, you should be twisting your body. It's like walking and running. Imagine how much your body moves sideways as well, rather than just up and down and forward and stuff. And babies crawling. These were the examples he was coming up with. So I'm very pleased to acknowledge that all the exercises that I do actually very much fit in with what he was explaining. I don't have a cold shower, because for me, that's everything. That's good for my blood flow, my heart, my lungs, because I do a lot of deep breathing. It's good for my mental health because I do gratitude in there. And all of it, I splash my face for a little while first, and that kind of helps with the getting used to it. I then have a cup of green tea, which is kind of my caffeine intake in a way. And then I sit down to do a meditation session, some affirmations, and some journaling. So as you can see, this appeals to the physical health, mental health, spiritual health. The intellectual health comes in a little bit later, because at that point I then do some focused work, and then I have breakfast that I consider nutritious, although it is carb heavy. So some might argue that they don't like that, or some people do intermittent fasting. See what I mean? So again, different people do different things. And then I listen to a leadership little 5-minute video during breakfast. So that's how I appeal to physical health, intellectual health, mental health, spiritual health. And then emotional health is kind of slightly different, because that's more like building relationships. So it's less what you do on your own, and it's building boundaries, whether it's in your life or within business. Although actually that's not true. That is one very, very important part of emotional health management is self-compassion.
Right.
And I do that when I finish my cold shower, and I do a full body lotion. And then when I put my face cream on, I actually stand in front of the mirror and I practice self-love.
Okay.
This is something I've known of before, but again, I had a guest on just before Christmas called Kellen, a Canadian guy. He's truly amazing. He's got so much energy. It's unbelievable. And he talked about it in great detail, that how incredibly hard people find to stand in front of the mirror and say into your own eyes, I love you.
Right.
I'm proud of what I'm doing. I'm happy with myself. So I personally didn't find it that difficult. But he said in his practice, he said that it's one of the hardest things that people do or don't actually, because they just can't. But I did it with someone recently. She was kind of feeling low, and I dragged her into the toilet with me and I made her stand in front of the mirror with me, and we did it together. And she was really quite taken aback. And then once we did it, once we said, I love you, literally close up to the mirror into your own eyes.
Yeah.
And then you can elaborate on that. I love you for what you do. I love you for what you stand for. I love you for who you are. And then go into actual detail. I love that you help people. I love that you hugged your dog this morning. You know, I mean, you can go into real granular action and detail with it, but just simply stand in front of the mirror and say, I love you repeatedly for a little while, not just once or twice, but maybe a minute.
Okay.
Or like Kellen recommended, 3 minutes. That's a huge amount of time.